Okay, all or nothing. How broken are you, sir? Who even is Kruger? We've not met this man. We've had no relations with him at all throughout this entire game. It's hard to see him as a villain when you just saw some handful of shots of him in cutscenes.
Alles in Ordnung? Was ist passiert?
Oh my.
Bitte nicht!
Aren't they on your side? Or are you stealing this for your own efforts? Better shoot him, Harry.
Not so fast, Fritz.
It's a moving target. We don't excel at this, Harry. We don't excel at this at all.
Calm and quiet.
I don't know what you want from me. Oh shit, Jesus. I didn't think there'd be other people here, which is silly in hindsight. What? Get out of it. How am I gonna... Oh, I have no health. Why do I have no health? Is it because of the accident, or did I just get absolutely obliterated by the sniper? Let us stay. Oh!
Under control.
Okay. I mean, is this a race? Am I meant to stop him from getting to his destination? Because I don't really know how I'm supposed to accomplish this when I'm on the back foot already. And he's got, like, snipers shooting at me and shit. Ah! Fucker? Well, I don't see us stopping him anytime soon. So he's just going to have to escape.
Kosher.
Seriously? Fucking missed. How are you still alive? How is this possible? Or are they all different people? I don't know what you expect me to do. I have 1,000,001 people shooting at me, and you want me to try and shoot a moving target where I can't take the time to steady my aim and give it a few tries because other people just start shooting at me. You know, I'm pretty disinclined to finish this mission because in what world can I ever actually shoot a moving target? Like,
That's
for
my
real.
cue. Time to go.
How am I ever going to succeed at this? Fuck me. I have to waste time healing here. Which is so silly. And I have to wait for it. So that did nothing. Oh wait, did that do something? No way. No way. I think the game just took pity on me. There's no way I have the skill for that. I don't hit moving targets. I've proven that time and time again in this game. Do I need to pick it up though? Oh, so everybody else is just obsolete on this map. Okay, sure, why not? And Harry's still alive to tell the tale. Is this Morris and Crayon? It is! Hey! You came to my body. That's so sweet.
Only you could go on a suicide mission and still come
I
home.
don't even know who you are, man. I don't.
Bring it up next time we see Carl, yeah?
Speaking of which,
Who's Carl?
HQ've had a word. New orders incoming.
Does the lad not get a break? Oh,
No
yeah.
rest for the wicked, eh? Oh, speak of the devil.
How long until you leave?
I don't know.
Not long.
I imagine I set out immediately.
A pity. We could use more soldiers like you around here.
The suicidal kind?
Here's hoping you don't need to, eh? Bonne chance, mon ami.
Mon
Right back
ami?
at you.
Okay. Is anybody gonna pick up the suitcase from Kruger's body? Or are we just ignoring it? Okay, that was a pretty awkward final mission. The fact that you can get it over and done with in 2 seconds is just awkward.
Mission accomplished. Thanks to the actions of Hawker and the SOE, Morris and Station 12, Carillon, and an unfathomable number of heroic resistance
I don't know who
fighters.
Morris is.
The D-Day landing was uninterrupted by the Kleiner-Blumer conspiracy, and the operation was ultimately successful. Special Committee C are no longer a threat to the Allied war effort. The end of the war is in sight, but the fight is far from over. Preparing new orders for Captain Harry Hawker. Codename, Reich.
Is that what I'm going to be called going forward in the next game? Wraith? It's a pretty cool name, let's be real. I don't feel very Wraith-like, but it's a cool name nonetheless. I'm just going to skip that. Just because I don't want the music playing in the background as I chat. New item unlocked. Skins now available. I don't care. Politely, I don't care. Oh my god, I love that. The last mission. Non-lethal stealth. How does that work? I took 2 shots and both killed. Spared enemies tagged -1. How do you get -1? I don't understand. That makes no sense whatsoever. It took me 2 minutes apparently. Okay. Alright. Look, I'm just going to spend them because I can. Not because I need to. I don't need any of these things. Because that's it, I'm done. So. Longest shot, 357 meters. Oh. Mustn't have done a long shot. 342. Yeah, that one was pretty long. Actually, that's probably my longest shot, I would have said, other than that, which was just weird. Yeah. The others don't even count. Ooh, that was my longest, but that was it's clear as day. It was easy to see. You're meant to be able to shoot them like that. But okay, thoughts about Sniper Elite Resistance. My thoughts are mixed. Did I generally have fun? Yes. Asterisk. I enjoyed shooting games. I enjoy shooting games. I really do. Not the fast-paced, like, camp, like, co-op, multiplayer, shoot other people. Like, I don't give 2 shits about that. I'm bad at it. I don't like the fast pace. I like a more slow, reserved shooting. So, I got kind of that experience here. I just said kind of. My problem is that I don't feel like I had enough capacity for distance sniping in this game. And it has nothing to do with the difficulty of the game. It has to do with the game design, the level design, right from the base up. A lot of these spaces were close quarters. A lot of these spaces were having to go higher. You didn't start on the high ground, or you couldn't easily immediately find high ground and then have a really good viewpoint over a lot of the field. I get that they don't want you to just stand in one point and shoot absolutely everybody on the map, problem solved, the end, move on. I get that they need it to be more involved, more convoluted than that. But I just feel for a game that's literally called Sniper, or even just Sniper Elite, I feel like the level design should have left you with more opportunities to use your sniping rifle from a distance. Yeah, okay, I brought it to close quarter combat, like in the manor in Mission 7. I was using it inside the halls of this home, the chateau. It's not really where you should be using a sniper rifle. You shouldn't be using it for an enemy 10 meters away from you. You should be using it from the multi-100 meter distant shots. And I'm disappointed that I didn't get to experience more of those, because that's what I thought most of the game was going to be. It was going to be more of, how can I do these missions in a way that I can snipe from a distance, you know, pretty much the whole thing. And then sort of swoop in. So I guess my perception doesn't match the reality, therefore my expectations were not met of the game, which is very frustrating. I appreciate that you have the melee kills. I would have been absolutely fucked if they did not have that as a capacity in this game, but the game needed it at the same time because you're so often thrown into close quarters and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, having loud sniper rifles was frustrating. I get that that's realistic. That's how they work. I understand that function, but if you're not going to give me the distance at which I can shoot with my sniper rifle frequently, you're forcing me to go into closer quarters, then you need to give me a sniper rifle that makes less sound so that I can use it in that capacity again for medium distances. I'm not talking about like point blank. I mean, for like more medium distances, it would have been nice if I had a quieter weapon, a weapon that wasn't heard 140 meters away from me. So that would have been nice. But also, better ways to unlock guns. I thought at first that if I just pick up guns randomly in the environment, I would get to start with them, but it didn't seem like that was the case, so I stopped picking them up. At least not intentionally. I think you unlock them from doing certain things in the game and certain achievements. I think. I don't really know, and I don't care enough to look into it. But I don't feel like I unlocked enough guns through the progression of the game to find guns that really work for me. The assault rifle I was using, it had too short a magazine. It was nowhere near long enough. 20 bullets, you go through that in 2 seconds. And then I also hated that pistol with the 5,000 suns. It was the quietest one I had, and I needed a quiet pistol because the point of the pistol was to be quiet. I know that's not why other people use their sidearms, but it's the only reason I ever use sidearms, because I fucking hate them. I prefer to use a rifle at all times, either assault or sniper. So if I'm being forced to use a sidearm, it is because I want to be quiet. I need it to be silenced, and I need it to be heard at a very small range. So that's why I used the sidearm I used. But having to reload a bullet every single shot meant that because it's not a very strong weapon, if they're wearing a helmet, have fun waiting for the bullet to reload so that you can have a second shot. But you've already been shot in the meantime, so you lose health. And so it was very frustrating. So I think access to a wider range of weapons quicker, or even just starting with a bigger array of weapons, would have been better and more enjoyable, because I could have found 2 out of the 3 guns that I actually liked. The sniper rifle was fine. I didn't have a problem with that at all. Mostly, kind of. It was fine. But yeah, so I found the guns were a bit lacking, which dampened my I was gonna say interest, but no, my excitement? That's still not even the right word. My enjoyment of the game. That was frustrating. The lack of being able to find lootables in the environment. If I kill, say, 6 enemies in a row, as I was wont to do in this game, particularly towards the end, if I kill 6 enemies and I loot them all, I genuinely expect to be back at capacity for my consumables, assuming I didn't use every single consumable known to mankind on just those 6 enemies. You know, if I took a bit of damage and I had to use my bandages and my first aid kit, I would expect that I loot those enemies and I would get that loot back. If I've had to use my sniper ammo on those enemies, those 6 enemies, if I go loot them, I expect to get it back. Is that part logical? Not so much as the healing, because why would a rank and file infantry member have sniper rifle ammo if they don't have a sniper rifle on them? Like, I get logically it doesn't make sense, but this is a video game. I don't need pure logic per se in it, and especially not in this context where it really added to my frustration, particularly in Mission 8, being perpetually out of sniper rifle ammo, or very low on sniper rifle ammo at the end of Chapter 8, pissed me off to no end. I need to have the tools to do my job, and it's especially frustrating when, again, it's a sniping game. It's about sniping, but the game cannot provide me with the ammo to do the very thing I'm supposed to do in the game. It's incredibly frustrating. And I looted as many bodies I can see. It's hard to see at night. It's dark. We all know I have difficulty seeing in dim lighting, so I probably overlooked a few bodies. But I looted quite a few. I went through quite a portion of the building to try and look for loot in the environment, and I still could not get as much ammo as I would like back on hand. So I do think the lootables were left a bit to be desired in this game. There's DLC. What? No, I'm not playing it, though it looks like you get to hit Hitler, or at least look at Hitler. Oh, it's Oh, you gotta buy it. Pfft, no. Yeah. The rest of the things I enjoyed about it, just sniping in general was fun, especially like the first mission, just standing there shooting everybody on the dam. And then when we went back to the dam in mission 3? Nope, 4. Mission 4. Going back onto there and exploring more of this side of the dam. I enjoyed that. That was cool. I liked it. I liked that we had different times of day. We had daylight and we had nighttime. That was cool. I liked we had some beautiful locations. There was variety, but not enough variety if you're not going to let me just sit in a spot and shoot half the map. Like in the sense that Call of Duty has more variety in its missions. I know they're completely different games. Again, this is a sniping game and Call of Duty's not. But Call of Duty still manages to mix up the missions. So if Sniper Elite, Resistance or any other Sniper Elites are not going to build the map the way that I want to snipe as much as I want, then I feel like you need to give me more interesting missions than what you gave me. And I also found the mission design to be frustrating more often than not. Where it's like, sabotage this. It's like, cool, well, how do you want me to sabotage it? Oh, I need to go outside and go kill this random enemy that has nothing to do with the mission at hand to get intel off his body, or a code off his body, or a code off of safe, to then apply the knowledge. I just felt like it was a bit too abstract. That kind of idea can work, because there's nothing inherently wrong with that level design. I just don't think it was implemented well or correctly in this game. It was very frustrating. I never found it fun to look for the information. It was just frustrating to find the information, which tells me that there is something wrong at a fundamental level on how that information, that intel, is gathered, or how it is presented in the game. We all know the characters were ugly, but I mean, we're sniping people. It doesn't matter what they look like, or it doesn't matter what I look like. I'm seeing the back of my head all the time. So I didn't even care about character design. Did it detract from the cutscenes? Yes. I felt like my character had no emotions. I felt like Carrion and Morris had no emotions. I still have no idea how either of them are. I mean, I get Carrion's the leader of the Resistance, but who the fuck's Morris? I don't know. The guy never introduced himself. I don't know him. Barely know myself. So I do feel like it detracted from the emotions of the handful of scenes we saw them in, but it's not what I'm going to pull the game up on. Like, I'm here to kill people. I know COD does like stellar job with their cutscenes, the best in the industry, but yeah, at the end of the day, I'm just here to kill shit, so it didn't bother me too much. So yeah, that's my really complex and conflicted opinion. I mean, I kind of enjoyed myself, but I also really kind of didn't. So yeah, and as I said in the end of either chapter 8 or the beginning of 2 minutes of chapter 9, who is Kruger? We saw him a handful of times in cutscenes, and he got to have like a line or two that was, intercepted by the ally forces. And so you got to hear him say the line, but we didn't actually know the guy. We never met him, which is fine, but we didn't really interact with anything else to do with him throughout the entire game until the end. And it's like, hey, shoot this guy while he's moving on a bike. Go get him, Tiger. It's not a very good way of building up a villain. I didn't feel like he was a villain. He certainly looked like a villain. And what he was doing was bad, but like he himself as a person wasn't exactly well-rounded. And again, I know it's just a game about shooting, but I kind of wish they put more effort into the presentation of the game. The dialogue wasn't great. The setups weren't great. Like the mission briefings weren't great. The writing definitely left a lot to be desired. But that, I think, is just me being picky at this point. I don't think that dampened my enjoyment of it. It's just I noticed it, because that's what I do. I notice the flaws in things. But yeah, is there anything else I think I need to comment on? I don't think so. I think I covered most of my bases. I don't know. I think what I really wanted to ask is, are there any semi-open world shooting games? And by that I mean shooting games of this sort of content, like Call of Duty and sniping sort of situations, where you're a shooter or a soldier equipped with, the usual weapons, guns and grenades and shit. And it's not just, okay, here's your mission screen, click on one mission and you do it for an hour, mission over. Click on the second mission, new location, mission gets completed in an hour, mission over. Is there a game that it's more comprehensive, that maybe you do like 5 quotation mark missions in a much larger open space before you're forced to change location for the plot. I just don't see that there's anything like that, because The Division 2 was the only one I could think of while I was thinking about it earlier. But that's not the kind of game I mean. That's contained inside a city. It's New York, isn't it? I don't remember. No, it's DC. It's DC. I remember the cover art. But that's, yeah, it's not the kind of game I mean. Like an actual sort of it's impossible for it to be open world. It would have no meaning. It would just be weird. I mean, I'm open for it, but it'd just be weird. But yeah, is there any kind of game like that? And again, I don't mean games like Just Cause. I don't know the pronunciation of that one. Where that one's just, from what I hear, is more a comedic shooting game. It doesn't take itself seriously. I imagine that it is open world, but again, that's not the kind of game I'm talking about. Like a serious plot game with shooting, you're a soldier or something like that, and it's more semi-open world. If there is a game like that exists, please let me know what it is, because I would absolutely like to give it a crack. Preferably no older than, say, 5 years old, because then I'm not going to play it. So if you guys know of such a game, please suggest it in the comments down below, although I don't know that it exists, but optimism, right? There's room for optimism. But I'm going to shut up now. I've actually spoken longer than the mission actually went, because the mission was only for 2 minutes, so this video was pretty much just my thoughts on the game as a whole. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.